Hello guys, welcome to the channel. On my stage right now. I'm gonna be doing a tarot draw. I don't know what these are called. They're like choose your own tarot adventure game. It's not what it's called. I staged this space before I drew, and I'm staging this space again. I actually just did a reading from one of my Tumblr followers using my new deck. So if you're interested in that, it's this one. It's the this deck, Ethereal Visions Illuminated Tarot deck. It's my new deck. I'm using it specifically for romance readings. So not going to be using it today because that's not what this whole thing is about. Okay. Cool. Space is cleansed. So what is today's draw going to be? Today's draw is going to be, what does Leo season have in store for you? Okay, so we all know we're leaving Cancer season. It was a very traumatic experience for a lot of you, according to the internet. Everyone was freaking out. But today we are going to leave that behind and talk about what's going to happen Leo season. Are we going to continue this travesty that was this Cancer season, or are things going to look up a little bit? So, we're going to start off. You're going to pick a deck. I know you can't really see them that well. I'll kind of hold them up though. So this is deck, I'm not going to look. This is deck 1. Deck 2, deck 3, and deck 4. So, once you've chosen your deck, you can pause it, take whatever time you need. Once you decide one, you can scroll down to the description to see the timestamp, and you will watch from there. So, obviously I'm going to start out with number 1. So anyone who watched number 1, welcome, hi. Let's see what this season has in store for you. August, Leo season. So we've got, okay, oh, this is so funny. Okay, so we have the moon, which represents nurturing feelings, reactions. That's what it says. It's the moon card. In Scorpio, which actually the moon just went into Scorpio today, I think, or yesterday, today, I think it was last night. So that's kind of funny. It says, the extraordinary power of prayer, the highest and lowest aspects of, control the situation. And then in the 8th house, so it says a life or death issue. Oh, getting and using power, using people's resources. So now what's interesting about this, okay, I didn't even get into the tarot card, but what's already interesting about this is that the Scorpio rules the 8th house, but Scorpio's in detriment in the moon. Or does it fall in the moon? I think it falls in the moon. Actually, it's not just in detriment, it falls. So that's like really not good. But then you have it in the 8th house, so it's not as bad. And then we have the 4 of coins. Okay. I love these cards. Look at, wow. Okay, so what am I getting from this? Well, what I'm getting is it's going to be a very emotional time period for you. And you're coming out of Cancer season and into Leo season with more problems than Cancer season brought you. Probably there were a lot of things that built up throughout Cancer season, and now they're all going to just explode. So the 4 of coins represents like money, hoarding, you were feeling poor, you don't feel like you have like you don't feel like you have enough. You feel like you need more. Here you have this like little dude looking at the money, and it's just sitting there on the table. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what it is. It's like you're just thinking about money, how you don't have enough money. This card again represents hoarding. So maybe you've been like you know, you're afraid that you're going to lose something, so you're so obsessed with like watching over it and making sure you're with it with all times. And then that with Scorpio is a sign that's very possessive, so it's really going to these two cards together are going to increase that energy a lot. You're going to be very, very, very possessive, and this is going to make the moon as emotions. So you know, it's going to be a very emotional time for you. If, I don't know, like, it could be, I'm thinking, honestly, in the terms of relationships, like, maybe you've been in a relationship with somebody and you've been really, really possessive over them. You've been really, really constrictive over them. Or if it's in with work, you've been, you know, focusing so hard on work. Or if it's with money, you've been trying not to spend money and you're constantly looking at your bank account and you constantly feel like you don't have enough, whatever. And this is really affecting your emotional state. Now, so that's kind of what's been going on. That's kind of the background noise. Now you have it in the 8th house. The 8th house is the house of death and like rejuvenation. What's the word I'm looking for? When you come back to life. Wow, I'm so good at this. But yeah, it's just a house of, you know, death and destruction, but also creation and new life. So, you know, probably all of this noise is something's gonna go. Something's gonna have to go. Either the relationship's gonna end, or you know, you will maybe not lose your job. I feel like that's really extreme. But maybe you will, you know, something's gonna happen. Basically, you're gonna lose something. Maybe this thing that you're really focusing on, you're gonna lose it. But what that's gonna do is it's gonna create room for growth. You know, you're so obsessed with this thing, you can't focus on everything else that's in your life. So it needs to go. It needs to end. You know, and then through that ending, you're gonna be able to go and just start a new life, you know. Maybe not a new life, but like, you know, focus on the things that you need to be focusing on. So that's what I have for people 1. Now, hello to group number 2. So if you pick 2, these are the cards you got. Let me check it out. Okay. I see you. Okay. So we have, let me show you. We have Cancer, which says intuition, to protect, attitudes from the past, and like history. We have the North Node. So the North Node in Cancer, which says there will be success from and benefit. So the North Node, for those who don't know, the North Node represents like what you need to learn in this iteration of your life. It's your South Node would be what you already came into this life knowing. Your North Node is like what you need to accomplish. And then you have that in the 4th house. 4th house squad. Like, I have a stellium in the 4th. Wow. And it says what makes you feel secure, support, and your home base / family. Okay, so we're definitely seeing a lot of familial things going on. And then you have the Page of Wands reversed. Okay, so right now I'm seeing that you are definitely benefiting from being with your family, not necessarily blood family, it could be your chosen family, whoever it is that's really close to you. You're gonna benefit from really staying close to them and really paying attention to their needs and nurturing that area. Cancer is the sign of nurturing, and the 4th house is gonna be like, the 4th house is like early childhood. It represents like early education, just that whole experience. It could represent like your parents, things like that. So when you have these 3 together, okay, so I totally lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry. But yeah, so yeah, you're definitely gonna benefit from staying close. Maybe you're gonna be feeling really nostalgic during this time, or maybe you're gonna be, you're just gonna be thinking about the past, thinking about from when you were a kid, and maybe that's gonna benefit you because the North Node is telling things that you should be doing. So maybe you aren't doing these things and you should be doing these things. You should be looking upon the past, or maybe you learned something when you were a kid, like your parents or whoever was raising you always used to tell you this thing, this message, and you should listen to that. That's the advice that you need right now. You need that advice, especially if it was from a mother or grandmother or just a feminine adult presence in your life. It could have been a teacher, whoever gave you some type of advice, because Cancer does represent the moon, the mother. So someone like that in your life told you something and you really need to pay attention. You really need to learn about it. And if you don't, that's where this upside down Page of Wands comes in. The Page of Wands represents stagnation. It represents not moving. It represents, the Page of Wands wants to go, 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 go. You know what I mean? Get things done, make things happen. But in reversed, it's lazy, it's sluggish, it doesn't want to do anything. So maybe you have to look back to these moments. Maybe you need to be inspired by your childhood. Maybe you have to think about like what your like what you wanted to be when you grew up, and really attend to that child in you. Or maybe you need to just go back to your roots. Like that phrase is like an inside joke with like me and my friends. Like, go back to your roots, go back to your roots. But seriously, that's what this is saying, because you are stagnating, you aren't making progress, and so that, that is something that you should do and able to get past this rut that is the Page of Wands. I feel like I babbled enough about that. So we're going to move on to group 3, and I need water because I've been talking a lot. Now we have this group. I'm gonna check it out. So you have Mercury, the planet of communication, in Libra in the 7th house. Ooh, saucy, saucy. And you have the King of Swords. Okay. So what I'm getting here is that, hold on. I don't know, I feel like this is a very good placement on it. Like, this is a very good draw. If you picked this, so far you've done better than people wanted to, they've had a kind of rough 2 piles, but this is definitely much lighter. Mercury in Libra. Okay, so the Mercury card says communicate, analyze, and let your mind tell you how. And then the Libra card says relationships, beauty, partner, and the 7th house is balance, cooperation, and partner. So basically what this is saying is like, you need to trust whatever your mind's telling you to do. Like if, you're in a relationship and you're constantly thinking like, or I don't know, I don't like that example, actually. I don't know, if your mind's telling you like, oh, you should go ask this person out, or this person likes you, you should just make the first move, whatever. You gotta take that action. Okay, you gotta be the one to take the action. If you're getting that vibe, or if you're feeling that way, you need to take action, because it is going to work in your favor. You have 2 love cards here, and if you are currently in a relationship, your relationship's gonna benefit if you communicate and you be fair, okay? Because Mercury in communication and Libra is the sign of balance, fairness, justice, okay? So maybe the relationship during Cancer season, especially with this Mars retrograde, you've been saying some really nasty shit to each other. No, you gotta really try to communicate and be fair and cooperate with each other during this time. Now, here's where the problem comes in. Okay, so the King of Swords, well, it's not really a problem, but here's kind of where this gets like less lovey-dovey and amazing, because this is like really positive. The King of Swords is going to stay very in their head. Okay, the King of Swords is constantly going to be planning, thinking, oh, I should do it this way because of this, and they're going to be constantly stuck in their own thoughts, and they're really successful in their mind, but they need that flame, that fire to actually go and do it, right? So like, you probably have been thinking about asking this person out forever, but you just haven't been doing it because you don't have that spark. That's what you need to do. You really need to go. You really need to act on it because it is going to work in your favor according to this. And even if, here's the thing, when I say work in your favor, they may reject you. You know what I mean? I don't know how they feel. They may reject you, but it's going to make you feel better because you're going to know, you're going to have that closure. If you're currently in a relationship, maybe communicating your wants and needs isn't going to succeed very well as far as whatever, but then you'll know that that person isn't right for you. Basically, you need to take these thoughts and you need to communicate them. You know, you need to and communicate fairly. You know, don't, if you know you're having a fight with somebody, don't, you know, be like me. Make sure they're able to talk. Make sure you get their side of the story. Or you know, if you do end up going on a date with this person, make sure that you pay attention to them and that it's a very well balanced situation. You want the communication to be fair. You want the communication to be balanced, and you know, it is a very romantic time for you. So really focus on that, because again, Libra and 7th house, you know, that's just your other half. And also, I want to note that this could also be a business partnership or a very, very close friendship. Not just like friends, but like best friends. This could also represent that. So maybe you've been fighting with your best friend and you need to, you know, be a little bit more fair. Or maybe your best friend's doing something you don't like and you're constantly stuck in your head about it. You need to go and you need to, you know, bring some more balance into that relationship and communicate. So that's what I'm getting from this. Communication, balance, fairness. Those are your keywords, group 3. Now, group 4. Again, with the water. I've been talking for 18 minutes. And let us see what we drew here. This is a very interesting group. I'm really interested in this. So you've got the sun, which represents creation, respect, bringing light, demonstrate, realize, leader, these type of roles. In Capricorn, so it says achieve, focus, result from rules, goals. And then in the 1st house, so who you are, your desires, and your actions, with a reversed justice card, which is really funny because I just was talking about justice for like 10 hours because the 3rd pile had Libra in it. So I've been talking about this Libra concept. So that it's a very Libra month for people, even though we're in Leo. Okay, so what I'm getting from this is that okay, so the sun is kind of like your ego, right? It's kind of like who you are, you know, in your core. You know, it's kind of like your essence, okay? When you have that in Capricorn, it's going to be very goal-oriented. It's going to be kind of cold, kind of emotionless, you know? And the 1st house is also who you are, and all of that, okay? It's like very similar to the sun in that respect, except the 1st house is connected to the ascendant. So while the sun is more your core, who you are truly, your 1st house is going to be a little bit more of who you want to be, how you want the world to see you. If you follow astrology very well, it's your ascendant. So you have your ascendant and your sun, and we have Capricorn. So, you know, maybe you have a goal you want to achieve, and you have to go against your sun and be a little bit more like your ascendant in order to achieve that goal. The reason why I'm saying this, I'm leaning this direction, is because the upside down justice card usually indicates some type of lie, some type of deceit, some type of unfairness, okay? That's kind of what the upside down justice card is. And so to have that with the sun and the ascendant can kind of mean you're going against your true nature. And with Capricorn, Capricorn's very goal oriented. It wants what it wants, it's going to do what it needs to do. It's very calculated. You know, it's not like an Aries who wants what it wants and it'll just be themselves to the extreme and, you know, deal with it or not, that's how I'm doing it. Capricorn's not like that. Capricorn is willing to, you know, be a little bit more calculated, be a little bit more reasonable with these feelings of needing to succeed. So, you know, you have that, you have this sun and ascendant. So, I don't know if that will work. Honestly, from what it seems, since you have upside down justice with this, I would assume that maybe this isn't going to work. Maybe you think that, like, okay, you know, I really want to get this job, or I really want to get in this relationship, or I really want to be friends with these group of people or whatever. And you think you need to put on a mask, like they have little masks on here. You think you need to put on this facade to get people to like you or to get what you want, to reach your goal. But that's not true. Like, the sun is the brightest thing in the solar system. It's going to show, no matter how much your ascendant tries to cover up, it's going to show at the end of the day. So you might as well just show this side of you. There's no point in lying. Lying is not going to get you what you want. You need to just truly be you. Like, you know, your Capricorn, your little goats here, they want to wear these masks, but that's really not going to work. You should really just focus on your true essence. How are you going to get what you want, reach your goals logically? You could still be logic, but while truly being you at the end of the day. If you have a Capricorn in your sun or your ascendant, I get the feeling that's going to be really brought out. That need to be more like your ascendant is really going to be brought out if you have Capricorn in one of these two placements. You're gonna really want to put the mask on even more than someone else might. Although even if you don't have those two in those two placements, you're still gonna want to be putting the mask on. But you really shouldn't. The lie is never gonna work. The lie is always gonna come out. The truth is gonna come out. So it's really just not worth it. And that's gonna be you for Leo season. That was all for. Thank you all so much for watching. This was my first time ever doing one of these, so maybe it went really bad. I don't know. I tried. It's really weird to talk to a camera and do a reading, because usually I'm able to talk to somebody and feed off of what they're telling me. And this is a general reading, so I'm not going to be able to get into like as much detail as I would if like I was talking to somebody and I had their perspective and the way that they're feeling about a situation. So I don't know. I hope you guys liked it. Leave a comment below if you have any suggestions for me, because again, it's my first time doing it. And I will see you all next time. I'm going to be posting a video about Leo season, or really not so much Leo season, but the month of August and all of the astrological things that are happening in August. So if you are interested in that, please check back in on the channel, subscribe, like, comment, all that, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!